will, so all these have been washed except that one. So I'll wash this one just very quickly. So this is the broccoli.
Do you know that broccoli is the most sprayed vegetable?
Yeah.
The most sprayed for pesticides.
Yes, I understand what you're saying. Wow.
So it's one of the most important vegetables to wash.
To wash.
Otherwise you're simply eating
the pesticides. So you get that, guys. It's the most sprayed vegetable is broccoli. Didn't know that. So they say you learn something new every day, right? And
I know a gentleman who managed to completely cure himself of some form of stomach cancer.
yes.
By just kind of eating broccoli in some shape or form all day, every day. So he'd have broccoli tea, broccoli soup, broccoli just like this, and he just went broccoli crazy.
You serious?
Because he did lots of research and reading, and they said for his type of cancer specifically that broccoli was the thing to do. And all of the doctors said miraculously, they didn't understand the how or the why.
Yes.
It disappeared.
So it disappeared.
So it's an amazing vegetable.
That is crazy. It's amazing how even when food is fresh, you don't realise what's normally sprayed on it. And I guess that's why a lot of people are going the organic way. But even then, you know, we need to still make sure that nothing has been sprayed on it, right?
Absolutely. I mean, in the perfect world, you would be growing these things yourselves.
Exactly.
And this time of year, March, is the time to start growing stuff. So if you have a garden, absolutely. And if
spring is here.
Yeah, spring is here, and you can do some fitness work in the garden as well.
Amazing. So fitness, garden,
hands in the earth.
Hands in the earth, grounding.
Yeah, grounding.
You know, all this grounding. I'm hoping that you can get to see bits of this. You know, that's the fish. Well, you can't plant fish, but you can grow your own vegetables, and this is the time for it and stuff. I wish you could see the garden. We'll probably take some pictures of the garden later on so you can see exactly what spring looks like. But yes, you know, that's amazing. I didn't realise that. Yes, about the broccoli and stuff.
Yeah.
So what I tend to do is I have come up with this amazing way to make my vegetables, and I'm sure people know about it already, but what I do is you just have some really good olive oil, and again, Andy, you can tell us the benefits of this because, you know, I'm sure in Italy you get decent olive oil. This is aloe vera, so a very top-notch wine. It's not. I'm thinking of wine. I'm thinking of wine with olive oil.
It's too early for wine.
It's too early for wine. But yes, it's all about olive oil. And yeah, can you tell us the benefits of that?
Well, so many.
Okay.
Basically, being Italian, I was brought up with olive oil from a very young age, so nothing has ever been cooked or dressed in anything other than olive oil. The benefits are enormous. Number one, with regards to cholesterol, which seems to be the big hoo-ha, the big buzzword at the moment everywhere. It's almost like a kind of WD-40 to help oil all the joints in your body. We've got 208 bones in our body.
Okay.
Every joint in between, it's one pretty much. Every joint needs a bit of olive oil in there, and this helps to create that.
Okay.
Bit.
And how does this differ, would you say, to, I don't know, vegetable oil? Because a lot of people like vegetable oil, a lot of people like coconut oil. That's one of the crazes at the moment.
Okay, so with vegetable oil, the cholesterol levels change.
Right.
Okay, so you've got good and bad cholesterol.
Right.
And the olive oil has the good cholesterol.
Okay.
And the vegetable oils or the plant-based oils like sunflower oil or rapeseed oil have more of the bad cholesterol in it. They still have some good.
Yes.
They also have more bad.
Okay.
So it's about the balance. I mean, coconut oil is all well and good.
Yes.
But there is a laxative effect with coconut oil, so you have to
try and get a balance.
Yeah, you have to get a balance.
Okay.
Really, because otherwise it actually rids your body of the goodness.
The goodness. What?
So you have to be aware of these little things to
Of
them.
course, of course.
So far, I haven't yet read anything that is not beneficial about olive oil.
Right.
But, you know, you continue to read and research. But
Yes.
so far, I haven't come up
You haven't come across
found
anything.
but always able and ready and willing to read more information to see.
That's amazing. I didn't even know that about grapeseed oil actually and stuff. So interesting stuff, and that's why you're here. This is the reason why I do this program, is to meet amazing people like Andy who can teach us more about the food that we're eating. So it's not just about the sauces that I make, but also to make us realize that all these different, you know, recipes that I put out there for you guys to copy and try out, that you understand why I make that food. Because the premise behind Vic's Kitchen is that we try and eat very, very clean, and having food like this that's clean also helps. So I hope, you know, you're taking away from this as much as I am. One thing I'm going to talk to you about is, I keep on mentioning this, is the Regis fry pan.
I don't know this.
You don't know this?
No.
I love the Regis fry pan. So the Regis fry pan is amazing because you can actually put it in the oven and it doesn't melt. I know.
Oh, I like this.
I know.
Yeah, you know this.
So the Regis fry pan is amazing. I use this for pretty much a lot of my cooking. It's just fantastic. And actually, if you don't want to use any oil, you don't need to. So I use this for grilling fish, and I use it for grilling vegetables and a number of other things. I actually don't use my grill pan anymore. I just use this. It's amazing. You can get it for about £22 from Argos. I got mine from, I think my first one was from Asda. Then I went to Argos, and you know, but yeah, amazing, 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 amazing. So I always talk about these because it's so easy to cook with them. Now here we have got salmon. So again, I like to buy my salmon from fishmongers, or I go to a supermarket where I know they have a very good fishmonger. Okay, so not every supermarket has a good fishmonger, so sometimes they struggle to clean it, sometimes they're not quite sure what the fish is. So I get mine from a good guy. Now all I've done is added a little bit of, literally about less than a teaspoon of olive oil onto this. I normally wouldn't at all, and I've also just added some salt. Now why have I done this? This just gives it a bit of flavouring. I mean, salmon is quite a strong fish anyway, so you don't need to put too much, but I've just added a little bit of salt on, and it's literally one spray of this, if that, okay? And we're just going to put it in the oven, and it'll take probably about maybe 15 to 20 minutes, and it'll be ready.
A fact about salmon that I needed to just check on, and I was right. Okay. So the amazing fact about salmon is this, that we have 4 basic blood types that control our body. So that's O, A, B and AB.
Okay.
And salmon is the only fish that is beneficial to all 4 blood types.
Really?
It's in all 4 beneficial groups.
Can you come back next month?
So that's the only one. I thought I had to double check years ago.
Okay.
Because there are
Whoa. That's okay.
I nearly saw your phone drop.
That's okay.
So yeah, there are other fishes that you can have that are beneficial, but I think salmon is one of the only ones that's availably beneficial to all 4 blood groups. So it doesn't matter whether you're O, B, A or AB, positive, rhesus negative, negative, it doesn't matter, it's beneficial.
Well, there you have it from the expert.
There you go.
So what we've done is we've preheated the pan. As you know, we've already added a bit of oil into the veggies, and all I'm going to do, so normally what I do is, especially for the kids love it, and I soak it in overnight. So I just literally pour a bit like this and leave it overnight, and it just soaks it in, and it's just beautiful. It's just like a long marinade, right? And the kids love it.
That I hadn't thought of. Like
Beautiful,
that. Okay.
beautiful. So all I do is just add these in. Nothing else needs to be done. I am going to put the spinach in last.
I was going to say,
Only-
why are you doing this order specifically?
Yeah,
Some
mainly-
people might not know.
Right, so I normally put the florets in and the harder veg. I normally put them in first, and it's mainly just to give them, so that they just get that crunchy feeling more than anything else.
Yeah.
And then the spinach literally takes seconds. Yeah, it's like, and it's ready. So, these are gonna take probably about 5 minutes to make, depending on how crunchy you like them. And then I'm gonna add these second to last. These are the vine tomatoes. They're absolutely gorgeous. I'm gonna add these second to last because again, we like them crunchy. And then we're gonna add the spinach last. Okay. So just in case you didn't know, the benefits of cooking short term is pretty much to keep the nutrients in the food. Now, a lot of people will boil things like cabbage and carrots and broccoli until they're completely soft, but there's no nutrients left in those. So if you still think you're getting your 5 a day from eating vegetables that, you know, that have been completely boiled, you haven't. But when you almost still get a crunchiness in them, one, the vegetables still taste sweeter and juicier, and also stuff, your nutrients are still in the vegetables that you have in. So that's why we're going to be cooking it for a small amount of time. Try it, I guarantee you'll love it. So we're ready, and we're just going to add in this beautiful, 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 beautiful. This is just to show that even if you're allergic to all the sauces in the world, well, it's not the sauces that you're allergic to, it's the ingredients that go into them. Yeah, and but it just goes to show that you can still have beautiful nutritional food. Is it nutritious or nutritional?
Both.
Both, right, okay. So I want you to see this. There you go. So this is, so let's see, make sure that you've got good shots. Okay. Thank God. Thank God. I will be a qualified photographer yet. That's what that looks like. Enjoy.
And colour. Vibrancy of colour is really, really important. They did a scientific study on food, and people will not go near food that's blue.
Interesting.
What food?
I would blue cheese.
That colour.
Yeah.
That's such a good colour.
So as you can see, these are the veggies that we've just literally took 5 minutes to do. This is the fish that's gone into the Regis pan. It's come out, and yeah, we'll dish it out, and you'll see as it.
And the glistening effect is gorgeous too.
It is the grilled chicken and some vegetables, and like I mentioned before, we've got some broccoli, we've got some spinach, we've got some carrots, and we've got some vine tomatoes, and of course the beautiful salmon. So Andy
Yes.
has just told me that I can't drink water, so my water's over there. Let me show you the water. So I normally will have water by my side whilst I am eating, and Andy's just explained to me. Do you want to tell me what you've told? Do you want to tell the audience what you told me?
There is detrimental damage done when you drink water with your meals, because all of your food is pretty much oil-based in some shape or form. Every single thing that you eat has some oily content to it.
Right.
And so imagine putting in a glass of, an empty glass, a layer of oil, and then put some water on top of that. It doesn't look good in a glass, and it's even worse in your stomach. So you need to separate the two.
So this is a learning curve for me. And I'm so glad I've got her on, or we've got her on, because yeah, So do you want to have a taste?
I'd love to. I can't wait. I'm
Come
like,
on, let's go.
buon appetito.
Buon appetito.
So in Italy we say buon appetito, and the other person says
Grazie.
no.
Oh.
Altrettanto.
Altrettanto.
Yes.
And what does altrettanto?
Pretty much, and
Same
to
to
you too. Yes,
And to you too.
Yeah.
Buon appetito. Buon appetito.
Altrettanto.
Altrettanto.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have some salmon first.
Mm.
It's one of my most favourite fish.
Mm.
Wow, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. That's beautiful.
Thank you. I hope you enjoy it.
For me, food is sacred. Very much. I was very fortunate to be brought up in a household whereby which my parents are Sicilian, so I had a very strong Italian, Mediterranean-based diet. I was in French. She would then create roast dinners and apple pies.
Amazing.
Okay. And we had a au pair who was from the Philippines. So she would cook all Asian food fresh herself as well.
Beautiful.
So I was very fortunate.
Yeah? So everything is still sweet. You want to be able to taste your food. So we're talking during the break, we're looking through a book, and Andy was saying that she could look at any muscle and pretty much work out what vitamins you're lacking in, what deficiency you have. So what did we look up? We looked at feet, we looked at
Hamstrings and calf muscles. So I just asked you to name, choose, and you said back of the legs. So we looked at the hamstrings, and we looked at the calf muscles. And what is denoted there is a lack of vitamin E, deficiency in vitamin E. Basically. Different muscles in different parts of the body will denote different deficiencies.
yeah.
Basically.
Now, Andy actually runs Pilates classes in Highlands Village in Winchmore Hill, and you also do one-on-one sessions as well, where you get to know more about your body. I've actually benefited from those sessions in the past, and I see Andy every week with the Pilates group and stuff. And you know, if you're interested to get to know more about your body and want to speak to Andy about anything that we've been speaking about so far, then by all means, you know, subscribe to the bottom below and drop us an email or drop us a note at the bottom, and I'll put you in touch with Andy. Great.
That'd be beautiful. Thank you.
Perfect. You're welcome.
I really want to help people better understand their bodies, and not just kind of, I don't know, I get this feeling from many people, just normal average Joe on the street, you know, the school teacher or the dentist or the window cleaner. That's who I had in class last night. You know, I had, if I just kind of labelled the kind of jobs that these people have, they really are lovely, beautiful, normal people. I've got a dental nurse, a window cleaner, a gentleman who works in the NHS for the administration department, a retired dentist, a retired medical secretary, mum.
Me?
There's you, mum with 3 children, who's just sort of like running around like a headless chicken most of the time. These are the sorts of people that come to class, and I really love to enable them feel their bodies and understand why. Why does it hurt? So if they can understand the why, then they can stop doing what is damaging them.
Definitely.
And it's about education, isn't it?
Yes,
this is why you're doing this.
This is why I'm doing this.
You're helping people understand.
Helping people,
Yeah.
as well as being on my own journey as well. So for those of you who've known me for a long time, you know that I have struggled with my weight, and you know, I love fitness, that my relationship with food has not always been that great. And in the past year or so, I've done a lot of research around food and why I eat the food I eat and stuff. So rather than just going to the supermarket and getting food, I now look at why I'm having the food and then put it in my pan and make it and stuff. So, and that also helps me actually, you know, sell Vic's Kitchen and be able to go to people's homes and cook and go to people's companies and cook. Now, just in case you wanted to know, when does Andy actually run her classes? She runs classes Mondays and Thursdays, 7:30. 7 to 8 and 8 to 9. But Andy was just telling me that I need to sit down to eat.
Yeah.
And she was explaining that the blood needs to go to your stomach to help you digest rather than to go down to your feet. So if you're stood up, then the blood goes down to your feet. So my question is, what's the repercussions of standing up?
Okay, so 2 different parts of your nervous system. The part of your digestive organs is the parasympathetic nervous system. And you are aware of your parasympathetic nervous system when you eat food, because after food there's this kind of slightly more tired version of you that happens. Because all the blood is moved away from your limbs
To your feet.
to your organs because you're trying to digest. Your skeletal framework, muscles, legs, arms, is your sympathetic nervous system. It's the total yin-yang opposite. And if your sympathetic nervous system is working, you're up about, you're walking, you're moving. But if you're eating at the same time as being up on your feet or moving around, I see so many people walking with a sandwich shoving it down their gob. Or even if they think they're being healthy by having sushi, they're still walking and shoving it down their gob. They're not enabling their nervous system to release the correct signals to allow everything to be digested so that you gain the benefit of the food that you're eating. Other than that, it's really fine. So it's really important to stop, sit, eat, digest, start again.
Perfect.
Quality.
I've finished my food now. Can I have a drink of water?
Too soon. So what could you drink instead of water?
Juice?
Juice would be better.
Really?
And what? The ultimate, I think, for me, is red wine. But during the day, maybe not so, because if I had red wine now, I'd fall asleep.
So speaks the Italian. Are you kidding me? So rather than water, wine at all times to drink with your lunch, because it mixes better with the oil than water.
Well, just a big cocktail.
Wow.
Well, just a massive cocktail.
And the water, what does the water do again? It just
Sits on top.
sits on top.
Sits on top and just boom.
And then what?
All it does is slows down the whole digestive process.
So if you ever needed an excuse to have wine with your lunch, you heard it here first.
Yeah. Great. I'm very sorry. Yeah, it's true.
I should have known this.
Apple juice or cranberry juice or orange juice or mango juice, any kind of natural juice, not the concentrated stuff,
Of course.
is better than water.
But isn't wine processed?
You can get some very good unprocessed.
Unprocessed wine.
You
Right.
just have to check and see on the labels what if they have phosphates or not, and which regions they're from. Different regions have different ways of working the grape.
What I'd like to do, Andy, is invite you back and we'll get some beautiful wine
Oh yeah.
and we'll do another of these sessions, because I literally don't think we've got enough time to go through everything today, but it's been so insightful. I think we should invite you back, get some wine based on your recommendation, and we'll do another gluten-free, wheat-free meal
Yeah.
with some beautiful wine.
Very good idea.
Perfect.
This is beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you. On this phase of things, we thought we'd ask Andy about the body somatics, what she works on, and also some really interesting stuff about the body and the different elements of the body and how much they weigh, because this has a huge impact on how we move, how our body functions. So Andy, can you just enlighten us, please?
You were asking me about the importance of the work that I do and how it relates to the body.
Yes.
With regards to just even basic things like, you know, the weight of your head is 5 kilograms.
Yes.
Why is that important?
Why is that important?
Why should anyone need to know their head weighs 5 kilos?
Uh-huh.
And really, in essence, you don't.
Yeah.
But actually, if
Especially
you
this.
understand that if this weighs 5 kilograms and slouch forwards, it's going to pull on your spine.
That's right.
Which will give you lower backache.
Don't let my hairdresser hear you say that, because she'll be like, great, we don't need to do the hair as bushy as this.
Or, you know, your pelvis weighs 3.5, 4 kilograms. It's the second largest mass in the body.
Yes.
And if you turn your feet out, it forces your pelvis to tilt backwards.
Yes.
So your pelvis goes behind you. And then to counterbalance you so that you don't fall over, your head therefore has to come in front of you. You end up with an arched lower back. Backache.
So that's why a lot of us struggle from very bad postures.
Yeah.
You also mentioned about the fact that, you know, the skeleton doesn't lie.
Yes.
So
it denotes a straight line.
Uh-huh.
Or as straight a line as possible. Interestingly, our bones don't grow in straight lines. Our bones grow in spirals.
Okay.
And by spiraling, you create tensegrity through the fascial connective tissue, through the bone, and you create a straight line through that tensegrity. So when I stretch people, I look at their bones and I line their skeletal framework up.
Yes.
And that's different on you, to me,
Yes.
to anybody. Everyone is slightly different. We all have 208 bones, but
208.
208 bones.
Did you know that?
There's not that many actually. There's 600,
That's a quiz question there for you.
650 something muscles.
Wow. Okay. All right.
So there's a lot. There's a lot in here.
Yeah, because one of the things that we were talking about earlier was when we do exercises with you, sometimes it hurts.
Yeah.
And why is that?
Because I'm mean.
You are mean.
I mean, because I
Okay.
don't allow you to cheat.
Yes.
So it's a natural thing for us to deviate from pain.
Yes.
It means that actually we're quite mentally stable.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So you don't willingly put yourself into tremendous pain.
No.
So you will naturally deviate and slightly twist your foot
Yes.
round the corner
Yes.
to not sense and feel as much pain.
Yes.
And what I do is instead I perfectly align the foot so that you get everything. You get a sensation of the skeletal alignment, the muscular stretch, the nerve line stretch, anything in the fascial connective tissue being engaged, the tendons are being engaged, and the ligaments are being spoken to. So everything that is structural in your body is being spoken to.
Amazing.
So what I would say is that the basic first rule and premise of body mind centering work is the following phrase. And as a teacher of body mind centering and being a practitioner of it, this is something I work with throughout. Okay, whether somebody comes to me for a muscular injury, a broken bone, somebody who needs to lose a lot of weight, somebody that's lost a dramatic amount of weight.
Yeah.
If you have, you know, a major issue, something as big as cancer, or something really small such as a sprained wrist, this phrase always comes first for me, which is support precedes movement.
Right. Support precedes movement.
And if you don't have the correct support,
Right.
you don't move correctly.
That's very true. I mean, one thing I notice is when I started having lower back problems, I noticed that when I walk, I don't walk properly. I remember having a session with you years ago where you asked me to walk.
Taking your pelvis with you and then leaving your pelvis behind. Yes.
And it was so evident, and it's only when I realised the pain, or I acknowledged the pain, should I say, that I realised how much damage it was doing. So I needed to get my back strong.
But it's also because it's the basic rule of thumb that we live on a planet that has gravity, and the gravity is pushing us down. And if we stick our bum out and arch our lower back, that's about 4.5 kilos of weight going back that way.
Right.
So you have to counterbalance that with 5 kilos of weight in your head going forwards.
Right. So our head weighs 5 kilos and our
pelvis is about 3.5, 4
3.5. Okay.
So if your head is forwards, your bum has got to go back. So if you walk like that, you walk with your bum way behind you, and then you end up with a back leg.
Right.
And it causes your feet to turn out.
Right. Yes.
Which then causes a whole batch of issues running up the outside edge and your hamstrings.
Yeah, that's quite interesting because I know there's been times when we've done certain exercises and I'm not saying they're complex, but they're not easy to achieve. And I've managed to do them and I go, Andy, I've done it. And you go, no, because your feet are out, which means everything else is out. So you've managed to do the exercise by overcompensating. So you need to have your feet straight for some of these exercises to be able to achieve the desired results.
Yeah, for me a true stretch is achieved only when everything's in the correct place first. So I line up the bones.
Yes.
The skeleton can't lie. The skeleton is the skeleton. You can't.
So, I mean, yeah, I know that during class there's times where you'll ask us to do an exercise and I'm thinking that I'm amazing at this exercise and I go, Andy, look, I've done it. And you know, because my foot's hanging out and you know, so I've made it easy for myself and stuff. So it's really good. Look, thank you. I'm absolutely forever in gratitude that you've come, you've given us your time, you've enlightened us, I'm sure. If you want to know more about Andy's classes, like I say, she runs them at Winchmore Hill in Highlands Village on a Monday and also on a Thursday. If you want to know anything more about Andy or to ask her any questions, then please, by all means, subscribe on the link below. And you know, also if you contact us on www.vicskitchen.com, or you can follow us on Facebook and also on Twitter and on Instagram. We can share as much more information as possible. I can't wait to have you back. We're going to talk about wine next time. You know, Andy has taught us how, you know, drinking water with food isn't good. And, you know, I think, and she says wine is better. So we're going to challenge Andy to come back with some beautiful wine for research purposes, obviously. Obviously. And yeah, I can't wait to have you back. But next time, join us, and I'll be joined with another amazing person. I'll let you know who it is soon, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care. God bless. Bye. Thank you.